Hi, I'm Dave Young. I'm the Head of Technical Production here at the ICC Belfast, Waterfront Hall and Ulster Hall. I oversee the entire technical department, a team of production managers and in-house technicians and all the technical equipment that we have here. The challenges in supporting a hybrid event is we wanted to join up the audiences here in person and remote. We needed to find new equipment, new tools and new platforms to make sure that the users here and the delegates here in person have a wonderful experience as well as interacting with the remote delegates. We looked across the entire market of streaming equipment, cameras and encoders, and we saw BirdDog and thought this was fantastic equipment. The quality of the picture from the cameras is great, and we're using NDI technology across the venue. With BirdDog supporting NDI in and out, it works perfectly for our needs. Our favourite feature of the cameras has got to be the BirdDog P400's Sony chip. The camera quality is incredible. We've got a few studio cameras in the venue, and even the small PTZ cameras look amazing in comparison to them. So across the venue we use lots of different equipment, so as well as the BirdDog streaming equipment we use their encoders and decoders, so the Studio Minis or anything like that. That all goes into vMix. That's then mixed in by one of our technicians and vMix operators, which is streamed then live onto our platform, which is Glitter. So we've installed BirdDog cameras across the entire venue, so every single meeting room has got a BirdDog P400 in there. Some of our halls have got more than one in there as well, and we wanted a way to connect all of these seamlessly, and we decided to go down the NDI route. That means as well that we can share presentation content, videos and stream to any session across the building, just across the network. As a backup, we have put SDI in there because it's always great to have a backup. If you can plug something in, we always recommend to plug something in, and that's great with the BirdDog equipment. It allows for NDI and SDI as simultaneous streams. We would recommend BirdDog equipment because it just works. It works perfectly straight out of the box, plug it in, it's plug and play, and away you go. It's not replacing a camera operator. There are still needs for our kind of studio cameras where somebody's moving around the stage, but the PTZ cameras give us that great opportunity to create preset locations on cameras. We can switch from preset location 1, then go to another camera to preset location 2, and it looks like 2 cameras becomes a studio of 10 different cameras, and that's the joy of PTZ.
What is going on, everybody? I am BirdDog John, and I think I actually I didn't have to like fumble through or unmute anything. It all just worked correctly this morning. So that's a first. I'm pretty sure it's a first. I'm gonna check the YouTube page and just make sure that, make sure I'm coming through, which I am. That's great. So let me know how it sounds on your end, and let me know in the comments if you're hanging out with us today. So I appreciate that. Now today, it's a special day because we're going to do another round of Monster, because on Tuesday we did a Monster Mocha Loca, I think it's called. Anyways, and it's very similar to if you've ever had one of the Starbucks refrigerated Frappuccinos that are like $25 at your local gas station. Similar to that, little weird aftertaste though, different in that regard. So today I have elected to try a Monster Mean Bean, which evidently is just the regular coffee one. So if you like coffee, apparently that's the one to do. This is based on senseless saying that I would probably like it, and so I'll give it a try, see how it goes, see if we need to have a regular stock of these in the office. I will give a little update as to what happened after I drank that last one. Nothing so severe that it would stop me from trying a second one, but yeah, it was an interesting afternoon. I'm probably going to have another one. So that's exciting. What's going on, Balu? Yeah, it's going to be an interesting afternoon. So sorry for the couple of guys that are in the office here with me today, because yeah, good times. I'm also fading into the background, so black backdrop, which is actually a substantial way away from me, by the way. And you can see the little clip in the shot. I didn't even notice that. So let's correct that real quick while I have a second. I actually zoomed out, so that explains why. Okay, there it goes. So yes, I use those cheap Home Depot clips to hold up my backdrop, just like every studio in the world, pretty much. The chocolate bread. So the other thing about this is BirdDog Brayton brought in zucchini bread that he made the other day from his zucchinis he grew in his garden. And I'm a big fan of gardening. I may not look it, but my family, my wife and I have quite a few vegetable raised beds that we tend to during the spring through the fall here in Michigan, and so we generate a lot of produce. Well, zucchini is not something I do because primarily I would be using it just to make zucchini bread because I don't normally eat zucchini just otherwise. So if I grew them, I'd be making bread like crazy, which may not be a bad thing now that I think of it, because I usually make banana bread for my kids and wife, for their breakfasts. And so banana bread or banana muffins or an assortment of things. But we've kind of got it down to a science at this point. So anyway, Brayton grew these zucchinis and brought in zucchini bread that he made. So that's pretty awesome. So today we're going to try the Mean Bean. We'll get this out of here. Mean Bean Java Monster, and then this zucchini bread that I butchered when I cut. So John's breads. Yeah, we will see how this goes, but we're gonna give it a little taste test and live on camera. And so sorry, Brayton. The truth will set you free, I guess. Java on the way in and lava on the way out. Oh dear. That's not good news. Hopefully that's not the case. But it is. I drink a lot of coffee, and so if there is actually coffee in this drink, that'll be good. I did buy a second one of these, but it's I forget what oh shoot, I forget what flavor it is, but it's like a big pink can. It's really masculine purchasing that, by the way. But Senseless said that the large, it's like some tropical juice or something like that. He said it's halfway decent. So, hey, I'm eating some right now, so you can't hurt my feelings if you don't like it. It's more for me. The problem is I probably will really like it, and that's that's also not a great thing because I don't need to like more bread. that's not my problem. Also, see if you can taste the secret ingredient. Secret ingredient is love. You've made it with love. Hey, don't forget, if you have a question outside of this live chat that we have going on, feel free to hit us up at help@birddog.tv. That will generate a ticket, and one of my most excellent ticket agents will be able to assist. And if they can't, they'll ask me. And if I can't, I'll ask the engineers. And if they can't, we'll talk to the CEO of the company. So it's a great way to get your questions answered. Feel free to reach out to us, and we can certainly help you there. It's a little hard to help you without a ticket. I'll put it this way. If you don't have a ticket or you refuse to use the tickets, your other option is coming to hang out with us here at the live chat twice a week, Tuesday, Thursdays from 11 to 12. Now, next week, I am going to be on vacation. And so I am going to turn the show over after today's show. Going to give the reins over to one of those guys, somebody, and they're going to host it and hopefully have some friends to jump in and join them, and they can talk about anything they want because I'm not around. So they can talk about the job, they can talk about the company, they can talk about me, they can talk about the products. But they're good guys, and they should have more screen time. So you've already met Senseless. He's been on here. Balu's been on here a couple of times. I think it's been a while since Brayton's been around. Maybe he has or hasn't. And then, of course, sales guys and, Jake, CJ, Monty, Robert. They're all very busy. I know a couple of those guys are also on vacation next week. So 'tis the season here in the States to take time off because it's summer, and this is when to do it. So is it love? That was my question. Anyways, I'm going to try that in 5 minutes or 6 minutes at 11:15. So those are the two things that we're going to, those will be the snacks on stream today. If things need to, if we need to fill some time, that's what we're going to do. Okay. So the other thing that we were working on the other day was that bird dog P110 that I had here on my desk. It is actually still here. It's right here. And I've been working on it, and I've got a little problem with it. So we're going to see if we can troubleshoot that live today and see if we can get that fixed. So what I think is going on is the baseboard isn't completing the boot, because if you look back on Tuesday's show, you'll realize that I put 120 firmware on it, and they're so similar that the camera let it do it. This is a first run model of this camera, and so that's what happened. And so it's currently in a constant boot up state. So I think what I'm going to do is try a brand new baseboard. I have the baseboard file, which I should probably start downloading. So I have the raw baseboard file here, and you're going to see me live troubleshoot this, because I don't know if this is going to fix it or not, but I really hope it will. P110. Let's go and see if I can find the raw baseboard file for this. And I assume, so a couple things. You probably notice that all of our baseboard files for our cameras are titled hd20.bin. And behind the scenes, they're not titled that. They're titled the long string of numbers that is the release. So it's actually the same string of numbers that is the SV number. So if you want a specific baseboard, for example, we could actually look for it that way. But as it is right now, I need to probably get, excuse me, the 110 MICU baseboard. And part of the reason why I think it's a baseboard error is because on the web UI for this camera, it says MICU version none. So I think we've got an error right off the bat that it's not broadcasting what the baseboard version is. Now I have video out HDMI and SDI, so I know the baseboard's functioning. That's not the issue. It's that the baseboard's not reporting what version it is, and so it's not going to like the firmware version that's on top of it. So what I'm going to do, I got a couple of little thumb drives here. We're going to format those and do a baseboard update function just like we would on a P100 and see what happens. So let's get started with that while we anticipate. Oh, whoops, not disk cleanup. Exit disk, create and format hard disk partitions. All right, let me throw this up on the secondary monitor where you can follow along. Now we've got yoink yoink. We've got the new volume, which is this guy right here. This is the one that I formatted on Tuesday. I'm just going to do this again. Just if you stumble upon this video, I want you to actually see this process. So what you do is you put in your USB and you say delete volume, and it's going to give you a full unallocated space on that USB. Now be really careful, because if you format or delete volumes on your hard drive, you will permanently erase whatever it is you had there, and there's no going back. So it's a permanent function. Make sure you've saved everything on that USB stick before you do it. Then we say create simple volume. We go here, we put in how big we want the volume to be. So I just want it to be around 1 gig. That's fine. I'm going to go with fat to fat. Yeah, I'm going to go with fat to start. You could also use FAT32 if this doesn't work, which is what we'll do on the other side. And then just a quick format is fine, because it's already unallocated. So it gives you a little readout as to what it's going to look like. You'd say finish. And then when it's done, you'll get this healthy partition, and we can just open this. Now, did I download? I sure didn't. So we're going to download that bin file, and I'm going to open this, show in folder. And here, I'm going to change, you can't see this, but I'm just going to change this to say HD20, because that is the file. And I'm going to throw that file there on the desktop. Now, I've opened that volume, which is here, and I'm going to just drag this directly onto there. Now, this is the root folder of the USB stick. Okay, so I dragged the hd20.bin file on there. And now that it's there, I'm going to disconnect the USB. It's going to shut that screen off because it's no longer plugged in. And I'm going to take my brand new P110, remove the power, plug in the USB stick correctly, and then reapply power. Now, I think the P100 manual says only use DC power for this. I'm going to tell you a life hack. I don't know why it says that. It's not required. PoE will do just fine. PoE Plus will do just fine to do this. Now, it's also really helpful if you have a LED light on the USB stick that you're using. This one from Micro Center does. That one from Micro Center doesn't. They're identical, other than they don't have the little LED light. And it may be because of a component shortage world. It may be for, I don't know, maybe it's just a cheaper drive or something like that. I don't know why they didn't put the LED in there. But your life will be easier if there is. And the reason why I say that is because you'll see it flashing when the camera is reading it. And so if it's reading it correctly upon boot up, you'll see it flashing like that. Now, oops. Okay, so I have done this. And let's re-add this screen. This is the login screen for the camera. And the camera has restarted. It's in the initialization phase, which is what it was before. But now let's wait. No, camera is rebooting. So that did not work. So let's take this one. The other option is FAT32. So I'm going to do, well, that's good troubleshooting, actually. Let's go back. So let's disconnect the power, pull out the USB. Hey, what's going on, Daniel? Yeah, sorry. I got that screen up there now. Yes, I thought you were looking at the screen. Anyways, so here we go. We got the USB stick again. Let's try this again. This little red Micro Center was different media than it was before. So back to disk partitions. Open this little screen up. Here we go again. Same function. You don't want to erase. You want to delete volume. Okay, delete volume. That's important. Okay, totally erase everything that's on that volume. New partition, 1000. Next. FAT32. Quick format is fine. Okay, and now that is up. So now we've got our little folder here. Let's go back to our desktop. Pull that hd20.bin file. And I'm making an assumption here that that's what it needs to be called in order to get on this camera, but that's what it is for all of our cameras. I officially don't know because this is a brand new camera. So we copy that over and we disconnect the USB. That's going to disappear. Now let's go back to our Yoink web UI, plug this USB in, apply our power, and let's give it another go. Now, while this is underway, let's take my other USB and do the exact same thing and get it ready because it's a different piece of media and get it ready. Now, look, this has already been formatted, but you know me, I'm going to want to just start over from the beginning. So we're going to delete the partition. This is a much bigger drive, has an LED in it. Okay, so now we're going to say create simple volume. Next, just 1000 is fine. Next. Let's go with FAT to start and go there. We're going to wait for the drive to be done, which it is now. Drag this guy over. All right, now we've got a different USB media ready to go. Okay, so now can refresh this web page. Still showing NICU version none, so this USB may not be compatible, and I have a reboot on the camera. So, okay, let's hope that that's just the USB stick that's not being read, or I have the naming convention wrong. So we're going to power it off, pull the secondary USB stick out. Now this one has an LED, so I'm going to watch the LED flash and make sure that that USB port reads from this baseboard. So we're booting up. Oh, that USB port's not, didn't light it up. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, so it definitely didn't light up that USB stick. Do another power cycle on it. Fascinating. Okay, so yeah, no light. So that means that that camera is not reading the USB stick. Now, to be fair, this camera doesn't have this step included in the update instructions. You're supposed to go to the web UI system. Oh, don't forget to log in. All right. My super secret password, which everyone knows. Put that in here. Not scopes. System. Choose file. Bird dog cam. P1 110 120. I have the P1. Oh, that's interesting. Upload. All right, now let's watch carefully what happens here. Because, and there may be a different version. I'm going to remove the USB while we're waiting on that to happen. Ooh, and it's 11:20. So let's tear into this while we wait for the update to happen. Good times. Well done, Brayton. That's exactly what that's supposed to taste like. Secret ingredient? There is something. It's got to be a spice of some sort, right? That's the only other thing I would taste. This is excellent. Okay. Let's refresh this page. So that's how the update process is supposed to go. However, that MICU version is still listed as none. Nope. But there is cinnamon. That's no secret. I already asked you if it's COVID, right? That's not the secret ingredient. You denied that. There is a substantial amount of zucchini in here. That's good. Be a good way to get kids to eat their vegetables. Just sneak it in their bread. Is the secret ingredient that there's no zucchini? False. There is definitely zucchini. What's going on, Senseless? How are you, man? Got to get your veggies. Is that a clue? Did you sneak some carrots in there? I don't know what else you got growing out there. Secret ingredient revealed at 11:45. Attaboy. Nice. It's good, whatever it was. I'll tell you what the secret ingredient is. The secret ingredient is gone. That is for sure. Carrot cake versus zucchini bread. Which is better vegetable delivery mechanism? I love that question. That's amazing. I think, see, I could eat carrots raw, but I wouldn't eat a zucchini raw. So I think putting it in a cake is definitely the way to go. However, you can chew through a lot of carrots. Actually, that's probably true about the zucchini too. Brayton, how much zucchini did you put in the recipe? Like you made 1 loaf of bread, 2 loaves of bread. What did you do? And how many zucchinis did you use? Evidently, the story goes, Brayton went away for a weekend and came back to like these monster zucchinis that were almost too big to be used. And so he definitely had to use them up in some regards. What's going on, Phil? Long time no see. Welcome back, man. I'll have to mix in some jalapenos since you like spicy things so much. Dude, let me tell you this. Senseless is carrot cake, but that's purely because he hates zucchini. So, and I don't know why he hates zucchini. He hasn't actually made a valid case for it yet. Here's the thing about it's 1 cup plus a little extra per loaf. Okay. A cup of zucchini. Well done. That's a good way to sneak things in. Yes, it has been very long. Where you been, man? Welcome back. We're still here. But now we get to play with like the 110s and the 120s instead of rehashing out studios and minis. So welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, senseless. I just can't stand the texture or flavor. I'm not a squash guy in general. Would you do like mashed? Like, do you do like sweet potatoes, or would you do like a sweet potato casserole? Because technically that's in the same vein, right? In the same vine. They don't grow on vines. Yeah, so spicy, that'd be awesome. So I have a ton of pepper plants growing at my house. And I think by the time this time next week, I will have peppers ready to roll, which is perfect timing because I'm going camping in like a couple weeks, which means I'll be able to take some with me. I'll have to figure out a way to get them to camp. But I have a studio that loses sync. What do you mean about loses sync? Can you define that a little bit? Like it just stops working or it starts getting delayed, or what do you mean by that? Just wondering if there's an issue. No, nothing's reported. What are your sources? Are they NDI 4? Because that's all the studio amenities are running at right now. SDI, and HDMI. So it's something with the unit, but it could be the source. I assume you're talking about decode. Is that right? I have a greenhouse full of chilies. That's amazing. I love that. How do you consume that many? What do you do with all of them if you have a whole greenhouse? Okay, so you're encoding SDI and HDMI and it's losing sync. So define the word sync for me, just so because it means various things for various people. So sweet potatoes are nothing like zucchini. That's a confusing question to me. Well, it's not the first time you've been confused around here. I dry them. Ooh, good idea. I like that. I'm gonna do that. I think I want to try and dehydrate mine this year and then crush them up because that would be a good way to preserve them. 2 years ago, I pickled jalapenos, and I had so many that I'm still using them. We jarred them. I'm still using them. And so last year, I tried to just use as many as I could fresh, and then I chopped them into slices and froze them. I haven't even started into those really, and now we're growing another batch. So I need to up my game when it comes to how many spicy meals that I have. So the input sync, i.e., loses signal just for a few seconds. Curious. What is your resolution? And both SDI and HDMI. Yeah, what's your resolution that you're using? An encoder losing sync. And obviously you've probably checked multiple cables for those inputs, 1080p 60. Has it been a week already, or are you doing this 2 times a week now? Yeah, so 2 times a week now, mostly because Jeremy, you have shown up multiple times here. This is unprecedented. I hate that word because it's overused. But yeah, welcome back, man. 2 times in the same week. I was gonna do. Okay, so I had a choice to make. All right, as we all do in life. I was going to go by Tim Hortons and get a coffee, but what happens when I go to Tim Hortons is I end up buying donuts, which is not good. They're delicious, mind you, but it's not good for me. And so awesome to join in. So it's not good for me health wise. So instead, I went to the groceries, or I went to the gas station, got gas for the truck, and then went inside and just got a couple of energy drinks. And that way I don't consume a whole extra large coffee and 3 donuts. I have had some zucchini bread here this morning, which was delicious. Thank you, Brayton. And now we're gonna try this other flavor of Java Monster, Mean Bean. I don't know what they mean by mean, but anyways, but it does say to gently shake or shake gently, so we'll just say no to donuts. I mean, I regularly say yes to donuts. The problem is I have to just not put myself in the situation in which I will consume them. All right, so I have tried to firmware. I'm assuming you've tried updating and downgrading. You're on 366 for or 365, whatever the latest is for Studio. Yeah, that's not normal. To lose sync so that the unit stops encoding, every few seconds. That's strange. Also, Netgear making a Unify controller app is great. Come again? Did I miss something? Also, Netgear making a Unify controller app is great. Is it like an was it like an announcement or something I missed? Where where are you getting that? Help me out. Give me a little more background there for the AV line. Netgear is making a Unify controller app? Really? Where did you hear that? That would be very interesting because if it's true, if you can cite me a source, I could actually ping the architect from Netgear and say, "Hey, what's going on?" To control all switches. Wow. That would be something else, man, for sure. Greetings. I've been trying and failing to find a solution to an upgrade. What's going on? Let's just call you Plays. What's going on, Plays? Nice. Thanks for joining us. I have a problem with my microphone setup and was hoping somebody could help. Okay, what's wrong with your microphone? Give us your setup and we'll go from there. Richard put it on Facebook. Well, then, let's go see what's going on over there. Richard. Joey, yada, yada, yada. Looking for a Richard. Richmond. Bueller. Ah, Richard Turner. No. Search the group for Richard. Richard. Not that Richard. Okay, so I don't see it. I don't see a post from him. Maybe not on the Bird Dog site, on the Bird Dog page. Sort by most recent. Yeah, cite a source for me. I'd love to look into that. Oh, here. Richard put this. Be wary when clicking on. All right, it's on Twitch. I got to go over there to click on that link. Let's see what we can find out. Chats. Yoink. Yoink. Netgear debuts new hardware and software solution to enhance its award-winning professional AV line. Netgear Engage controller and desktop. Yada, yada, yada. Vegas. Oh, this was at NAB. Interesting. So I'm currently on only one mic, but I'm wanting to grab a few more when friends come over, but I'm in a small space. I'm trying to find the best solution to prevent microphone bleed. Netgear debuts hardware. But did I misread this? This, you said unify controller. You don't mean ubiquity controller, right? That's what I'm getting hung up on. I don't read ubiquity in any of these posts. Maybe you just mean like unified, which is true. They do have that, and it's very handy. I've used it a fair bit. Richard, okay. Engage controller will be available Q3 for download free of charge. Cool. Hey, what's going on, Quincy? Hey, thanks for stopping by, man. Hey, I just received my first pair of wall plates. Going to install next week. Have you tested them? You're good to go. Rodecaster with Shure SM7B mic. So none of the videos that Google results I've found are really applicable, as they all assume a much larger space where they're able to get people and mics further away to present this. Yeah. So I did a bunch of interviews at NAB this year that are on the Bird Dog YouTube page. And I was sitting at a table that was probably 1 meter deep, 3 or 3.5 feet, 4 feet, something like that. And we both had SM7Bs, and we were in a very noisy environment. I would strongly recommend you go check those out, because that will give you an impression as to how it handles people sitting about 3 feet apart. So like if we were to push our arms out together, sitting normally in a chair, we could touch hands, you know. I was using SM7Bs for that, and they worked great. And so they have a lot of rear rejection. I mean, you could use something like this, which also has a lot of rejection, but the RE20, the EV RE20, it's more expensive than the SM7Bs, but the SM7Bs have really good rear rejection. So when you're doing talking or recording vocals together, it is very intense in terms of the microphone itself. Now, the kicker with the SM7B is the proximity effect. To give all that rear rejection, the proximity effect is real. And so when you are up on it, it captures the low resonance, and so you're gonna have to filter that out. If you're doing video podcasts or stuff like that, you're gonna have to filter that out. But this one doesn't have proximity effect. That's what all these, like, I don't know if you can see this on camera, but like it's all like ribbed, and it has a lot of the rejection, but I can get really close to it, and it doesn't make my voice like super boomy, other than what I've intentionally set because of the resonance of my voice. So yeah, that's a good couple of options. I like the SM7Bs. I just like the RE20 a little more. This is a broadcast microphone, so this is like an industry standard. It's been around for a really long time. SM7B is kind of like the new thing that everyone uses, and that's great. It works well. Like, haven't tested it yet. Going to today. Any issues to watch out for? Nothing right off the bat. Double check the audio, make sure that that's functioning. I don't know if I have a wall plate here or not, actually. They're so new that they're just rolling out kind of now. So, hey Jeremy, thanks for the La Colombe coffee recommendation on Tuesday. I found some at Meyer that night and had a mocha. It was great. All right, so that means I got to go to Meyer, which is just around the corner for us over here, and give that a try. I am going to open this guy up now. That says to shake gently. It's weird shaking a can because I think it's going to like explode on me. But we are. I turned on the computer this morning, and that was the website that popped up. Was the La Colombe coffee recommendation. So yeah, I've got to get that too. Also Evie. Yep. Also Evie. I use just a Behringer, 404 HD USB interface to my computer, and it works pretty well. I'm really happy with it. I actually have the smaller 2-channel one. I have a couple of them for offices around here, and then the 4-channel was the one that we used at NAB, and that's the one that I run here in the studio when I'm not doing other shows like that. At a certain point, if anyone is so close together, you can get away with just one mic, like some talk shows do. It's true. You have to, if you put it between the talent and they're like sitting like next to each other, you could definitely put it in the middle and turn it up a bit. The only thing is that the capture point, the balloon on it, then goes like this, and you have to be really careful about what other sounds are happening in your studio. So if you have a controlled environment, yeah, you could actually get away with one mic if the 2 or 3 people are sitting close together. You can do that. If you want mics individually, and then you can turn the gain way down so it just captures what's right in front of it, then you're going to want to go with multiple. So, yeah, this is a small bedroom. Like I could reach out and touch the other person. Yeah. Well, then that might be the option is one really good microphone and turn up the volume a bit, and then hopefully it's quiet enough outside the room that you're not going to pick up a whole bunch of other. Also, the RE320. I don't have any experience with the 320, but now I want to use one. It's super cramped. Hey Nick, yeah, best canned coffee for sure. Wow, that's quite the statement. Also, I can't use a USB interface or mixer as I need each mic to have a separate source for what I'm trying to do. You can still, so with the 404 and the 2-channel one, you can bring them in on like this one. I could bring it in with channels inputs 1 and 2 and then 3 and 4, so they are separate inputs, but they come across the same USB. So you could bring in, then if you're using Audacity or you're using something, you could bring in channel 1 and then bring in channel 3, and they would be separate from each other. But it's good stuff. Polar pattern. Yeah, if you want to get technical. GMM has mics that are able to do figure 8, or omnidirectional. I mean, but now you're going to be capturing lots of stuff. Like, well, and again, it's all based on your application. Figure 8 wouldn't work for me or for my podcast because we would have picked up a bunch of noise on the floor, and so that real close, heavy proximities effect that the SM7Bs has allowed me to really dial it way down and then just capture the voice. And so if you go to the Bird Dog, hang on here, let me pull this up. Whoops, not there. If you go to the Bird Dog YouTube page, which is just, I think, Bird Dog TV, and you click on it, it's Bird Dog Australia, my bad. Do like John Hengel's presentation that he did with me. Yoink. This is a great demonstration. You're not going to be able to hear this. So the mics here did a pretty good job. If you're wearing headphones, you can definitely hear the background noise going on, from the crowd, but it's not overwhelming, and it kind of gives the right ambience that we were going for, that we were live on the show. But that was good, and the microphones worked really well. They performed really well, so I'm a big fan. They work really as intended. I just like my RA20 better. That's all. Mostly because I paid for this one. What is this? Dugan on a Yamaha desk might be good. There's an option. Yeah, it needs to show up to Windows as a separate device because of the software and what I'm trying to do. Yeah, so the Behringer software, like you buy the unit, you download the software, it installs the driver, so then you can they combine inputs 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then if you have the big one, like the one I have one at home that's 8 channels, and so it's 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8, but then they can also do 1 through 4 and 5 through 8, so you can really break them down as separate inputs if you want, as pairs, because it's assuming left and right. But anyway, so that works pretty well software wise, and then you can bring them in as individual channels if you want. So it's good stuff. But you'd have to go, if you were doing 2 microphones, you'd have to go with the 4, and if you're doing 4 microphones, you'd have to go with the 8. This is a very niche use case. Yes, it definitely sounds like that. If they have to show up as distinct sources, try using Assure MV7s. They are their own USB interface and based on the SM7Bs. Okay, now we got to go look. Oh yeah, are these are USB powered, right? So I've seen several podcasters with this. Let me throw this up there. I've seen several podcasters use these. They're USB powered, so there's no interface required, right? And they sound pretty good. For what people are doing with them, they sound pretty good. Let me look here. Some of these photos. Yeah, they're just straight up USB. That would be a good idea. But they also have XLR, so you can do it either way. So if you wanted to use an interface, okay. They do have XLR. Yeah, they do. Both USB and XLR outputs for use with computers and professional interfaces. Oh, interesting. That would be a better cost-effective way of doing what this user is trying to do. Interesting indeed. Currently on sale. Yeah, check that out. MV7. That sounds like it might. And then if you add them as USB sources, individually, then you would see them as individual sources. That'd be cool. I learned something new about the MV7. See, that's what we're all about here on this Bird Dog channel. Ooh, and they come in purple. They do? Even the website's not sure about this. Like, well, we would show you what they look like in purple, but let's just stick with black and silver. Okay, let's go back and see if we can find the purple. Is this the purple? Hey-oh. Hey-oh, there it is. There you go. It hits all the boxes. So I was almost considering USB lav mics as a way to get the mic super close to us and not need a whole lot of gain as a way to prevent bleed. Yeah, I think that these ones would do that, especially if USB powered. Then you could dial them right down and just have an earpiece in or something to check the level. But purple is just not a good idea for. I don't know what you're talking about. Come on, man. Check that out. Look how amazing that is. Ooh, and it's like shiny and everything. Come on. So, oh, there's the inputs. There you go. Oh, and you can even. Ooh, could you use this as an audio out? So you can connect it via USB, right? So technically it's an audio in, but then could you send it a signal and listen to the headphones? Because that would be slick. with auto level mode, you can let the microphone do the work for you. That always makes me nervous. Can you use it as an audio interface? Anybody know what that is? The MP7 also has a built-in headphone jack. Yeah, that's what I mean, though. Can you turn the headphone jack into an audio interface? I want. Bird Dog Green. Why not? Or Resi Red. Yeah, we could talk to D Brand and see if they can make like a green Bird Dog carbon fiber sticker for it or something like that. I love Mike would pick up your neighbor. It's true. You could use something like the Rode Wireless Go and clip it onto one of you, and then talk to each other close by, and that's a wireless solution. I have the Wireless Go, and it works quite well. And Rode Wireless Go, go. This little setup, and you could just clip it on someone's shirt or put it between you, and it does a pretty good job. It does the auto leveling thing, and it's pretty standard. And then it's a single source. However, you were saying that you need individual sources for the two of you, so that probably wouldn't work. But yes, an all-in-one USB interface inside the microphone. Nice. That's cool. See, learn something new every day. Okay, I still haven't opened this, and we've got 10 minutes to go. Okay, we'll go a little longer today so we can let this get into my bloodstream. Yeah. Okay. That's good. Yeah, that's pretty good actually. Holly Landlark 150 is dope. I think Quincy's having a stroke. I don't know what's going on over there. Let's back up here. I missed a couple of things. Phil said with the MX-A310 and Dante, this can be very close. So I don't know what that is. So let's just check that out. MX-A310 and Dante. Oh, little table array. Again, I think if I'm understanding Play's idea, he's wanting each talent to have its own individual controllable source, right? So that you can fine tune it as you need to. In conference environments, it's amazing. It's also $1,000. What is up with that, dude? $1,000? Come on. It looks nice though. I mean, it better be amazing for $1,000. It's just a table mic. I currently have a blue snowball. Oh yes, the legendary, and I've had it for many years, and I really can't currently get it close to my mouth without a mic stand, and it picks up too large of an area to work for my use case. Yeah. It definitely would. I mean, that is its design, so that makes total sense. I have a Sanken COS 11/D. Oh. Ooh. But I think it would pick up a lot of the ambient sound. Yes, it definitely looks like it would. How do you find this for like stage production? Like, would you use this as a lav mic for like a keynote? I'd be curious to know, Mr. Jeremy. It's a wonder lav for more broadcast studio audio. Nice. And the secret ingredient is still waiting, Brayton. You're 10 minutes late. Quincy, look it up. I definitely will. Let's check that out then. If Holly Land Lark. Whoops. 150. There it is. Hollyland. One word. Got it. Yoink. The Holly Landlark 150. Hollyland Tech. The Lark 150. Dual mics on. Say you, say me. What the? Is this a foreign country? Ooh, that's cool. Let's check this out a little bit. What's the price of this one? If I wanted to buy it now, Amazon. How do you sleep at night? Ooh, 223. Okay. Okay. Not bad. You say that it is dope. What about it is dope? Be curious to know your thoughts on that. I do play with big toys. Yes, indeed. Well done. Yeah, so each needs a separate source because I'm planning to use it for V-tubing, and each mic will be controlling its own part for a large. Okay, so this wouldn't work for you because this would come in as a single source, but you could. Let me think. I think that MV7 is probably, or the Shure MV7 is probably the way to go. Because then you would have two inputs. You could use them for XLR if you want to bring them into an audio interface. They're the less expensive option for all of these that we've talked about. The SM7B is going to be $399. The RA20 is going to be $450. This guy is $220. And if you got two of these, you'd achieve the same thing than you would spending twice as much. So there's the Blue Yeti. And Shure, I mean, it's one of like 4 major brands out there that everyone knows. And so you could be pretty certain that, oh, it's $30 off right now. There you go. I know they're doing a lot of like, demo deals and Christmas in July stuff. So there's an option. There is an option. As I said before, super niche use case. Yeah. This is what my pastor uses every week. Right on. If you send me a link, did I click off of it? If you send me a link, do you have your services online? I'd love to see. Ooh, secret ingredient is applesauce. Well done. Did you use it as a substitute for eggs, or did you just add applesauce? Good call. Applesauce is a great secret ingredient. I would not be able to taste that though. So that is a definite secret ingredient. Hey, thanks for the entertainment this morning. Got to run. Hey, Jeremy, good to see you, man. Thanks for hanging out. Hey, it's good to see you on here, Nick Smith. Quincy, yes, substitute for eggs. There you go. So the wireless packs have built-in mics like Rode or plug like Lav. Sounds good. Can select to have them as output separate or together. Oh, nice. That's cool. I didn't know that. That's a great feature. I'd like to see the in use. They're showing them clipped onto people, but how do you plug in the box thing? I want to like. Here we go. Do we got some images of it here? Like, how does it plug into the grand infrastructure? This is surprising because I didn't come across this when I was looking for my Rode Go. And I saw a lot of this stuff. Strange that this didn't come up. Okay, how does he have that plugged in? I want to see that. Show me the connections. That's the oh geez. Okay, so you say that you can plug it in as a single source or as multiple sources? Interesting. Good to be seen. Also, case charges them like AirPods. Right on. Yeah, that's becoming very common. The wireless Go charge individually, but it's good stuff. So, hey, thanks everyone for trying to help. I'm super cautious because I don't want to drop like $400 or more to find out I can't get it to work. Yeah, these guys would know. So I would definitely check out. I like that MV7. If you were going to drop $400, that's probably where I would put it, because you would get two probably medium quality, medium to high quality, just as good as the Yeti probably. But you could get the microphone right next to your talent, and then you don't have to drive the gain so hot. And those ones probably have, well, let's find out real quick if you're still here. I'm going to find out anyways now. Let's see the polar pattern on these things. They get great reviews. Any, let's look at support maybe. Service, contact, sign in, user guide. Here we go. User guide. Ooh, it's all online. That's fun. The trick will be training your talent to talk close enough to the microphone. Here we go. All right, that's pretty good. Is there a way that I could like zoom in? Whoops. Like zoom in here. Ah, there we go. Excellent. Yeah, that's a lot of re-rejection. That's great. At what all frequencies. Actually, that's fantastic for the price point on this mic. That's really good. So you have, yeah. I mean, I would have no issue if I was setting up a studio and I had to be very cautious of my budget. And I wanted to go middle of the road. That's a great pattern. It drops off it drops off at like 18,000 hertz, which is fine because that's not audible. Probably not what you're up to over there. So has stereo mini jack output, can be dual mono, stereo, or safety track. Right on. I'm here. Yeah, that polar pattern. That's what I was looking for. I just wanted to see, and that's basic full rejection. So that's good. That would be worth it. And if you dial it down, then that gets a little lower. And like it gets a little smaller, so you can control the bleed, the side bleed. So that'd be worth it. But it's up to you. Don't take my word for it. You might be actually able to rent, like to borrow one for a week or for 2 or 3 days just to try one as a demo, see if it'll work for you before you drop money on it. I don't know if B&H has demo services or not, but that would be worth finding out. That's for sure, me trout. Okay, so here's the story about last Tuesday's monster. It was the Mocha Mocha, whatever it is. Anyways, basically like the chocolate version of this drink. And I drank it, felt pretty good. I asked the guys if I was speeding through the content last week, and they were like, "No, you seem to just be normal Bird Dog John." And so I was like, "Oh, that's good news." So, but then all afternoon, man, I was like, I was amped up. Like, had a productive afternoon, but definitely felt the effects of drinking 200 milligrams of caffeine in 2 cups. So that's a half a pot of coffee worth of caffeine in one drink. And they make something called the 300, which is an additional 50%, which I'm not going to try that one anytime soon. But this one's quite good. I will see if I get jittery again. I did notice that I had focus issues. Like I couldn't focus on anything like specific. And then right around 3:30, 4 o'clock, the caffeine crashed out of me, and good golly, I couldn't get anything done to save my life. So here we go again. I've got another one that I'm going to keep for tomorrow, but because tomorrow is the day before I leave the office for a week, and so I need to be firing on all cylinders. So I'll go all morning probably without it. I'll drink coffee in the morning and then do that in the afternoon and have a crash that night. Anyways, it's going to be crazy. All of that to remind you that next week, I'm going to see if somebody in my office wants to take over for a week. Several weeks ago, they were like, yeah, sure, we can do that. They didn't realize that it was going to come up really fast. And so they're on the hook. No, we'll see what we can arrange, and hopefully that we can have somebody on Tuesday, Thursday of next week from 11 to 12 to answer all your questions and talk things through and all that sort of good stuff. So feel free to plan to attend. Hey, I'm in a small town in the middle of nowhere. I don't think renting is a very good idea, as forget renting. Even just buying from some website, shipping costs over $100 because of whatsoever reason this particular site hates people that don't live in big cities. That surprises me. Normally, Amazon will deliver just about anywhere for the same price. But let's see, MV7s. So here's the MV7. Let's just do limited time offer. That's because they're running the special on their website. So black, silver. They don't have the purple one? Oh, jeez. Anyways, yeah, well, I don't know if you have Prime or not, but shipping shouldn't be ridiculous. But good stuff. I do have this Gator Frames Deluxe arm mount, not this one, but I have that in my office, and it's great. But you need a thick desk with like a lip. If you don't have a lip on your desk, that's a waste of $110, which these desks barely have lips on them, and the microphone falls off all the time. It's really annoying. Anyways, check that out. And also SM7 and V7. Well, anyway. So yeah, there you go. You should be able to get this out to you, but hopefully not. I can't use Amazon, that they don't accept PayPal, and I don't have a credit card. Do you know that you can get a debit card from PayPal? I have one. It's great. I like your overhead light. Oh, you like that, do you? You like that, do you? Yeah, me too, because then I don't just disappear into the background like I used to. So there's that. Anyways, yes, it's good stuff. Glad to have a hair light. She's a beaut. And I moved the other light, which is why now when I do this, my hand lights up. The other light's down there. And so lots of light in the studio. And I'm good with that. Shows kind of my shoulders on like I'm wearing black shirts, which I regularly wear. Kind of shows shoulders. So me and Brayton got an idea. Uh-oh. Shake your head, maybe it'll go away. I've forgotten what we were talking about. I can't use Amazon because they don't accept PayPal. Yeah, so I do have a PayPal debit card. I don't know if it's because I used to have a business account with them, but I have a PayPal debit card, and it's just connected directly to PayPal. When I swipe it, it takes the money out of there, and that card works on Amazon. So it's good stuff. Yeah, so this is pretty good. It doesn't have that strange aftertaste that the one before did. So I find that odd. I also saw at the store the salted caramel one, so that might be the next one that we're going to give it a go. But yeah, what does John need? More caffeine. So yeah, I'll look into that. Yes, you definitely should, because it makes the PayPal thing a lot more accessible. So it works really well for that, especially when you're going on vacation. This is pretty good. I would drink this again. I would drink the one that I had on Tuesday again, but I'd probably drink this one first. It's pretty good. Approved. Senseless has some good suggestions, and the food department specifically, he's usually on. He has some strong dislikes, which I don't agree with, but if he says that's a good product, you'll enjoy that, I'm learning that I can trust his opinion. So there you go, Senseless. That's your compliment for the day. Now, close those tickets. All right. Well, it is 12:10. I still haven't finished this thing. Let's take a peek outside, see what's going on Auburn Road. Thanks to the bird dog eye in the sky. No, I'm kidding. This is just a camera in my office. Watching the local gas station. So good times. P110. Oh, you want to know what happened to that P110, huh? I am going to have to. Or do you mean, is this a P110? That is a P100. This P110 that I've been fighting with here today is still in reboot. So what we do then is we find the image for it and we factory image it here in the local eye in the sky. Yeah, we are going to have to do a factory image reset on this guy, which means that I need to contact my friend over in Europe. Oops. See if he has the image file because he's got a lot of that stuff. Sounds like you need to call Bird Dog support. Yeah, I know, but those guys. I I just had like 6 sentences go through my brain, and each one of them I was like, nah, can't say that. Sounds like don't get caught talking to yourself. I mean, on this show that happens quite often. I definitely talk to myself quite often. So there you go. I think it's time that I start bringing on people outside the company just to chat with them. But just do it. Good old. I could get that into a soundbite and play that every now and then. By the way, Bird Dog is hiring. So I don't know if you saw. If you're over in Europe, I'm looking for a support agent in Europe. And if you are, do it. What other positions do we got? We got software engineers. If you're a software engineer, in particular with developing software, or you are a FPGA engineer or whatever, contact us. We'd like to talk to you. We are in hiring mode. I literally, anybody know that reference? I literally just made 5 new accounts for new employees Monday, which is super exciting. All of them but one was an engineer. So good times. I'm excited. More engineers, as many as we can get. As many as we can get, because we need them. We need to get guys in here writing firmware, owning products, all that good stuff. We just have so many products and too few eyes and time to look at them. So, and Perkins. Oh, yeah. There's the reference. I mean, well, anyway. Alrighty. Well, before I get any more jittery, I'm going to sign this off. So it has been a blast. Thank you so much for joining us today. I will be back. All things going as planned and somehow me avoiding COVID. I'll be back in a week on Tuesday. In the meantime, I'm going to do what I can to hand the reins over to the guys here in the office and see if one or two of them can host next week, and still be available. So that'll be fun. And then I can watch it whenever I get internet and see how it goes. So that'll be pretty fun, pretty entertaining. But yes, in the meantime, if you have questions, first of all, have a great weekend. It's coming up pretty quick. And so you've got, well, if you're here on the Eastern time zone, you've got 1.5 days. But if you're over in Australia or Europe, you've got 1 day left of this week, and then it's the weekend. So love the fact that the Thursday show is always a reminder that the weekend is close by. If you have questions between now and next Tuesday, as always, be sure that you reach out to us at help@birddog.tv, and that would be the quickest and most effective and the best way for you to ask for assistance. There are other channels like Discord or the Facebook user group. Those are run by other bird dog users, people that are clients and have experience. And so subject to their opinions and all that sort of thing, but it's not run by the manufacturer. So if you want to talk to us in a support capacity, reach out to us at help@birddog.tv and we can give you a hand there. Also, if you're thinking about buying a product, you have questions about the product, you can also contact us there. But we have a pre-sales team now, and they have a whole desk set up. And so you can open a request with them at hello@birddog.tv. And one of the pre-sales guys will get in touch with you, answer any questions you have about current or future products. Everything that we can talk about, that's what those guys are there for. So hello is our pre-sales channel, and help is our post-sales /support channel. So, of course, reach out to us at help. I got a great group of guys that work really hard to make sure that we follow up and cover clients' requests and all that sort of good stuff. So reach out, let us know what you got going on, and we can give you a hand there. In the meantime, have a great weekend and have a great week next week. I leave you in the capable hands of my team here in the Auburn Hills office, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with a couple of shows to go with. So that'll be fun. But take care of yourselves. Have a safe trip. I will hopefully see you in what is that? 10 days. I'll see you in about 10 days, and I'll have lots of stories and tales to tell you at that time, I hope. So take care of yourselves. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you in a couple weeks. Bye, guys.